Hello, welcome back to Akos Musings. I'm so grateful that you are always that you passed through. This is your first time. You've come to the right place. Just subscribe, okay? Press the subscribe button down. See the bell icon close with. Press that one and the dialog box that pops up. Press all videos so that you get every video notification as and when I upload it. What we're going to be discussing today, Lydia, it's something that I have realized, even as a married woman. There's a difference, a vast difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is just getting communication symbols in the form of sounds into your audio faculty on the body, and sometimes it's stored for a bit, and then you move on to other things as and when they hit your eardrums. But listening actually is a very deliberate attempt to decipher the symbols that have been thrown into your auditory faculty. So you try to, if somebody tells you I'm coming, you can hear I'm coming, but when you are listening, you try to understand why they said they are coming and in what context or circumstance they are saying they are coming, and then you use that to make judgments or inference or decisions. So listening is very deliberate. Now in every relationship, of course, we communicate and this communication informs us, gives us information to take decisions. And most times, what I've read is, let's say, in relationships, we mostly hear, you don't listen. We pick up a lot of information, and some of these informations we store them in our frame of reference, and they become part of our experiences, our references, so that obi no cast and just as what's that experience with a seminar or cano, you might have your own judgment or your own understanding. Mostly when we are communicating in relationships, our judgments, our prejudices usually become noise and barriers which hinder us from listening. We only hear because all you're saying, I've heard it before. It is of no consequence. Why should I waste my time to listen? It's petty. Hello. But every time your significant other raises an issue, we should try to, especially if it's been repeated over some time, especially for the women. Women aside that we hear so many things and we have so many information and frame of reference, and that our prejudices usually come in the way of new information all the time. And so sometimes your husband will be telling you something. You will not deliberately actively listen on. You just hear because over the time you've been saying it. The men also do that. We have to actively listen to our partners. Actively listen, devoid of any prejudices, devoid of any judgments. Listen because what they are saying is important for that moment, for that period, for that time. Regardless, all that might have gone on. Just listen. Decide to make meaning of their body language, the cues that are not spoken, and you have to take those things seriously and appreciate their significance and understand them from that point. So your husband probably is telling you something that you are doing that they don't really like, because they probably said it over and over. You don't take it serious. You just hear it. You don't actively try to understand them from their point of view. When this goes on for so long, what will happen is that at some point they will stop communicating at all. So you realize that in some relationships, in some marriages, I'm talking for marriages generally, you realize that they don't talk beyond the utilities. They don't communicate beyond the bills, because over the years they've realized that the other partner is not listening. They're not paying attention to the emotional needs. They're not there. Listen beyond hearing. Listen without prejudice. Listen without judgment. Because a seminar can, even though it might have relation to other situations in the past, in this present moment, what he's saying is relative to his feelings and emotions at this time, and you have to understand it from that point of view and let's try and break it down. Let's get a middle ground, understand each other from that point of view, so that for good reason, clear all doubts, settle all ambiguity, and then just start from a clean sheet. Because if you don't attempt to listen and you evade the situation, or you just try to dodge it, some people have a good way of actively dismissing what is being discussed. They will dismiss it so outrightly, like they'll actively by defending, by trying to look beyond and seeing the pettiness of your argument and all that. They'll evade the whole situation, and then when that argument or that situation comes down, you have not actually listened, so nothing has been heard, nothing is going to be changed. You go around and come back to the same situation again. Do you get what I'm saying? Do active communication, like active listening to your partner's needs without judging and without your prejudice coming. It's a very difficult thing, but if you're able to master it, you'd realize that you have a very powerful place in your relationship where you can actually go there and talk, knowing that this one will not rubbish what you're saying, this one will not evade what you're saying, this one will not actively dismiss your emotions. And it is very important you all get it. Sometimes we know that even when they're trying to communicate, it's a way of emotionally manipulating us to do something they want us to do. So they have a way of presenting the information so that you are drawn into their emotions. They can manipulate you emotionally. That's granted. It is absolutely very important that you listen without prejudice to your partner's emotional outpour. Just listen. Sometimes our friends, people you meet on, they just text you, like they don't talk to me. I want to get into their space. I want to understand them. They don't talk to you because you don't listen. Over the years, they've realized that you're not actively paying attention to what they are saying. You're not trying to understand them from their point of view, and in the exact moment that they are talking, you are drawing from so many other sources and making inference from so many other sources, because as someone can watch that. It goes both ways for children. Even if you're a mother or a father, parent, you have to listen to your children. Don't just brush them off because you talk to them because kids talk to them. That's how kids behave. That's maybe how kids behave, but at that particular point in time, this is how your kid is behaving, and this is what they want to communicate to you, and you must listen. I have this daughter who, when she's talking and not hearing, she just bursts into tears. Just say, "Man, what's up?" She'll tell you, "You are not listening to me." And indeed, we are not listening because we think what she's saying, we've heard it before. But at that particular moment, she probably wants to tell you something beyond what you think you know. And you have to actively listen. By listening, you get to know their fears, you get to know how they construct their world around them. Sometimes it's so bad, their construction of the world around them is so bad, and by listening, you're able to shape them properly and correctly. And so, I'm just advising people in relationships, your parents to children, children to parents, wives to husbands, husbands to wife, teachers, friends, colleagues, and everything. Listen. Against everything you know, just put everything down and listen. Listen to them as they spew out their frustrations and their emotions to you. What's that? It's okay. You've heard it before. It's irritating. The same old, but listen. Take your time and listen. And if you listen in its own right and merit, you would understand and you appreciate them better. And your relationship would be okay. So this is what I just want to discuss with someone. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any other thing you want to ask me, you can ask me from the WhatsApp line down here, or you can you can leave a comment in the comment section, and let's get interactive. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like this, and share it to whoever you think would be blessed by this. And bye bye. Thank you.